Nothing kills B2B companies more than the phrase, "that's how we've always done it." Not bad hires, not bad leads. That sentence quietly drains revenue every single day and you don't even realize it. In this video, I'm going to show you where that cost actually hides and how to find it. I'm Kyle Milan with Milan Media, and every single day we help B2B and B2C companies with their sales and marketing and driving revenue. So let's start with the first way to spot this dollar waste and stuff that's killing your business. The first thing is going to be comfort hides inefficiency. What do I mean by that? I mean, when people are comfortable, they're not trying to push themselves to be more efficient, make changes, etc. And that's where you can have a lot of wasted time. If you were to audit your team inside right now and say, how long does it take somebody to do something? How do they do it? How repeatable is it? If I bring in a new employee, can I teach them that same way, etc.? You're probably going to see like it's not super efficient. But what happens is that you get pushback from the people doing it. They're like, hey, we've always done it this way. It works fine. Why do you want to change it? The reason, just because you've done something the same way every single time does not mean that it can't be better, be more efficient, and probably save you time and money in the long run and produce a better result. So specifically from a sales standpoint, just because you work through your process does not mean that you can't implement a system, use different tools. But people are so adverse to change, especially when you get into the older generation, they just want to keep doing things the way that they've done it. And that can be a silent killer in your business. You need some fresh new ideas. And if your current sales team that's been doing it well for a period of time isn't coming up with those fresh new ideas, then eventually there's going to come a point where the way that you're doing it and who you're doing it for becomes irrelevant, outdated, and then starts costing you money. And then you're going to be sitting at it saying like, hey, our leads are down, our revenue's down, we're not closing as much. What's going on? Oh, well, I noticed that maybe this is part of the issue and we should change this and that. And meanwhile, that entire change process is a big undertaking. You can't just go from we're doing it this way to we're doing it that way tomorrow unless you have a team of people that can react that quickly. But most likely you don't, because you've got people that are complacent. So starting to roll out a new process, and even if it's not something super fast, even if it takes 3 to 6 months to roll out a new way of doing it, you're at least preparing for that next iteration. Something will change. If you look at your sales team, or if you're in sales yourself and you said, hey, do it the way that you were doing it 15, 20 years ago, or expect the same results, your sales efforts, your outbound methods, the shows that you went to, the cold calls that you made, you should expect the same results from 20 years ago, right? No, of course not, because things have changed. Therefore, has your process adapted with that change? Complacency will kill you slowly. Before you know it, your pipeline's going to be dry. You're going to be losing revenue. You're going to be reactionary to the problem, not think everything through, and you're probably going to make a mistake. So for the sake of making sure that your revenue stays increased, really take an audit and look at yourself and see, is this causing me issues right now, and what should I do to change it? Legacy processes kill speed. Speed is most important. The faster you respond to somebody, the faster you get something to somebody when it comes to pricing, that is what's going to win deals. You can go and Google search it and AI search it, and they're going to say like, oh, it's got to be within 7 minutes or 7 touches and all these different things. I'm not saying that all of those are true. They are to a certain extent. But inside your own business, how fast should it be when you respond to somebody? If somebody comes to your website, do you have chat set up? And do you have a way to notify somebody to respond to that? Or do you have chat set up because you know that it's important, but you don't really have somebody there, and all that's going to happen is they're going to say, hey, can we help you? And the person responds, and you say, leave me your email and I'll get back to you. If you don't have that layer of people that are reacting quickly, then you're losing opportunities on that sale. If you have chat, then you need to be able to respond to that chat. But everything from an inefficiency standpoint is going to kill the approval process, the quoting process, if somebody says, hey, I'm interested in talking to you, and you don't have a quick way to book meetings, like if you're not using something like a calendar saying, hey, here's my calendar, grab a time that works best for you. So you stop the back and forth. Any areas where you can say, I want to reduce friction, still while building trust, but I want to reduce friction to where it's easy for the person to do business with me and it's easy for them to walk through my process. That is key, because on the flip side of it, from their standpoint, they are looking at ways where you probably aren't the solution. Maybe you're not going to solve their problem for them. Maybe they're looking at it and saying like, I don't know if you're a fit, but I've got 3 other people. So if you go after 3 or 4 different people, and they're shopping around and you're one of those 3 or 4 and everybody else responds quickly, but you take a day or two, who do you think the person's going to go to? Of course, they're going to go to those that react quicker. First movers advantage in the art of war. you have to be able to respond quickly and set the tone and set the pace and make sure that the experience that you're giving them is setting the bar super high to where when they do talk to other people, they're going to be like, yeah, you know, it's okay, but I really like this first guy that I went with. And you start building that trust faster. So while you may think that the speed isn't super important, I can tell you that the speed is what's going to make or break deals and make or break pipeline, and your follow up with it and all the process you have. If you're not doing it quickly, then eventually you're going to look back and say, hey, whatever happened to those deals is going to be like, oh, well, you know, it took me a couple of days to send it because that's how we've always done it. And then I followed up a few days later because that's how we've always done it. And that's what's worked. That is going to also cripple your business. Let's talk about revenue leaks between the teams of sales and the teams of marketing. You could say even sales and operations. I can guarantee you that from when somebody becomes a customer to when they start executing on whatever it is, your B2B or B2C product or service, whatever you have, there is some revenue leak opportunities and there's some inefficiencies there. And that could possibly give the customer a bad taste in their mouth in doing business with you and either cancel or pull out of any sort of contract they have. But even if we look at sales to marketing, once marketing does their job and they go out and they generate leads, generate activity, and bring in opportunities for the sales team, so that handoff between marketing and sales can fail. If marketing generates a lead and brings it to the salesperson, but there's a 1, 2, 3 day delay, that's going to kill the momentum of the opportunity. What type of process do you have in place? What tools are you using? Just because you used to say, hey, when I get a lead, I'm going to email or put it on a form or something like that. Can you automate it? Can you use technology to make that faster to get to the salesperson, notify them on their devices, not just an email, but through an app or through a chat notification with like Microsoft Teams or Slack? Can you notify them and then have it in a space where you can hold them accountable to responding to that? And even have follow-ups there where they were assigned a lead and they are assigned a task. Did they complete the task? If they didn't, how many days should go in between to when they're assigned a lead? If they don't work it, that the manager is notified. We've set that up for numerous clients where the management team said, hey, assign these leads to the territory this way. Once a person gets a lead, if they don't react within 24 or 48 hours, then what I want to happen is I want a task to be set and a notification to the management, and then they have to meet on it or somebody has to take action. Or with some clients are like, if this salesperson isn't interested after 48 hours or 24 hours, assign it to a different salesperson in a different territory. If you're not going to work and take the free leads that you get as a salesperson, then you shouldn't deserve getting them in the first place. But that speed and that aspect of technology and that aspect of not saying that we're just going to do it because that's the way we've done it, that is a massive drain, which is very hidden in most businesses because you don't really peel back all the layers. But I promise you, out of the hundreds of companies that we've worked with in the last decade and the dozens of companies that I've worked with in the past before that and all the teams that we've coached, there is a massive issue with saying that phrase and not realizing that it's costing you an insane amount of money. So just to close out, I want to say legacy processes don't just blow up your business, they slowly drain it over a period of time, and you don't really realize it. It's like getting death by 1,000 cuts. Before you know it, you're completely bled out from it. But you have to look at it and say, this is the way that, just because this is the way that we've been doing it does not mean that's the most efficient way possible. And you have to adapt and make changes now before it is too late. And then your pipeline's completely dry and you have nothing else to turn to. If you guys got value out of this video, share it with somebody that you know. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I will see you on the next one.